Psalm 5:12 says, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield." This verse highlights God's favor as both a blessing and a form of protection. His favor is not just about material blessings, but also about guidance, peace, and opportunities that we could not achieve on our own. When David compares God's favor to a shield, he is emphasizing divine protection. God's favor can block attacks, prevent harm, and open doors that seem impossible. The verse specifically mentions the righteous, which refers to those who seek to live in alignment with God's will. Righteousness is not about being perfect, but about having a heart that desires to follow God. A great biblical example is Joseph, who, despite being sold into slavery and falsely imprisoned, continued to trust in God. Because of God's favor, he was eventually elevated to a position of power in Egypt. His journey was not easy, but God's favor shielded him from destruction and positioned him for blessings beyond his imagination. They get the job, not because of their resume, but because God's favor opened the door. Another example could be someone experiencing an unexplained delay in their schedule. Frustrated at first, only to realize later that the delay kept them from being in a dangerous accident. Sometimes, God's favor is working even when we don't recognize it. This verse also reminds us that God's favor is an ongoing presence in our lives. A shield is something that surrounds and protects continually. This means that even in difficult seasons, we can trust that God is still working behind the scenes for our good. His favor may not always look like what we expect, but it always places us where we need to be. To walk in God's favor, we must seek Him daily, live with integrity, trust His timing, and remain grateful. When we prioritize our relationship with Him, He directs our steps and places His favor upon us in ways we could never orchestrate on our own. No matter what challenges arise, we can move forward with confidence, knowing that God's favor is surrounding us like a shield. Many times, we assume favor means life will be easy, but favor doesn't exempt us from trials. It sustains us through them. Think about David, the author of this psalm. He was chosen by God, yet he spent years running for his life before stepping into his calling. Was he still favored while hiding in caves? Absolutely. God's favor protected him from Saul, positioned him for kingship, and surrounded him even in the wilderness. This reminds us that favor is active even when we don't see immediate results. This verse also speaks to the nature of God's favor. It surrounds us like a shield. A shield is meant for battle, meaning favor isn't just for good times. It's for the moments when we need divine covering. There are times when God's favor keeps us from making the wrong decision, removes us from harmful relationships, or spares us from unseen dangers. Ultimately, this verse is a reminder that God's favor is not based on circumstances. It is based on His faithfulness.